So let's talk about Mom's birthday present to us, literally. Consider this. In order to ward off pathogens, we need billions of leukocytes. In fact, there are more than 50 billion white blood cells in our blood. These, however, are but a fraction of the 40 trillion human cells we are made of. Surprisingly, these cells are outnumbered 2 to 10 times by the majority of living organisms in and on us. We've all been invaded by swarms and swarms of microbes. Every surface of our body is covered with bacteria, hundreds and hundreds of different kinds of bacteria. In essence, we live in a microbial cloud referred to as the microbiome. And as we will see, these microbes play a key role in keeping us healthy and interact daily with our immune system. 100 trillion bacteria live with us in harmony. This is pretty amazing, as in reality it turns out that most bacteria are harmless and aren't pathogens at all. Each surface of our body has its own collection of bacteria: our skin, our oral cavity, our urogenital tract, and of course our gut. Each contain a vast diversity of bacteria unique and characteristic of that surface. The largest number and diversity of bacteria reside in our digestive tract. Every day, these bacteria of normal microflora harvest energy from the food they can digest and we cannot. They synthesize nutrients and vitamins and protect us against infection by pathogens. This last point is very important. Our microbiome completely covers our mucosa and thrives there. Should a bacterial pathogen enter our body, it is confronted by masses of local population of microbes that don't give the intruder space or even a chance to settle in. You may ask, where do the bacteria of our microbiome come from? The microbiome is Mom's special gift to us. We first get inoculated going through Mom's birth canal and get a healthy dose of friendly bacteria. Breast milk is another good source of beneficial bacteria. Thus, it is clear that birth by cesarean section, C-section, alters the spectrum and the profile of bacteria we are initially exposed to. In view of this, some medical practitioners advocate smearing new infants born by C-section with their mother's vaginal secretions. Many of the friendly bacteria wind up in our gut and are consequently kept in check. These bacteria encounter the cells of our immune system, and a harmonious balance is maintained, a synergy. This dialogue between the microbiome and our immune system helps preserve a vibrant and a robust immune system, ready to kick in when confronted with serious threats. Interacting with friendly bacteria daily strengthens and keeps our immune system on its toes. However, as we all very likely have experienced, when we get ill, we sometimes resort to antibiotics. Now that we understand that we're not alone in this body, we should also consider the effects of antibiotics on our microbiome. Antibiotics cause havoc to our microbiome. Antibiotics, while they kill off pathogens, kill beneficial bacteria that populate our mucosa as well. This dramatically impairs the activity of the microbiome, and although the microbiome usually recovers, some diseases flourish in response to antibiotic medication. A case in point is Clostridium difficile colitis, or C. diff. I mentioned previously, when our gut microbiome is alive and thriving, it fights off the threat of invading pathogens. But prolonged antibiotic treatments lead to a dwindling of the gut bacteria, and pathogenic bacteria, like C. diff, can gain footage and colonize the mucosa. C. diff infections cause serious inflammation of the gut and profuse diarrhea. It is estimated that 500,000 cases of C. diff occur in the United States yearly. Unfortunately, not everyone recovers from this disease, and the damage caused to our microbiome can be devastating. Some 30,000 people die of C. diff annually. If only one could resurrect the microbiome, or if you will, repopulate our gut with a fresh dose of beneficial bacteria to counteract C. diff infection. This is exactly the new trend in therapy, FMT, or fecal microbiota transplant. Granted, this sounds pretty yucky. However, it surprisingly works wonders, and seriously ill patients with life-threatening C. diff have been totally cured by FMT. A few days before the transplant, the patient is taken off antibiotics. Then, on the day of transplant, fresh poop is collected from a healthy donor. This is mixed with saline solution in a blender to create a slurry. The slurry is passed through filters to remove particulate matter, and the fluid, rich with friendly bacteria, is administered via an enema. So we see, not all bacteria are bad. The microbiome and the cells of our innate immune system do a pretty good job to tackle incoming threats. But when this is not sufficient, the special forces of the adaptive immune response take over.